Hi, this is BB. Slept for maybe an hour or so. I woke up, was having problem breathing again. It's like outside of my nose is warm, room temperature. If you put your finger here, it's cold to the touch, and it burns. I went to sleep, and I have two computers, like I said, a laptop, desktop. The camera is both on both sides. I woke up, my nose was burning. Looked back, the laptop is off, completely dark. It smelled like paint thinner or something. Or something like, I don't know, varnish or paint thinner or something. And my nose is swelling. Even on the outside, you can see it swelling. You see here? It's swollen. Never looked like this. I'm not exposed to a lot of things. Why is my face looking so haggard all of a sudden in my life over the last 3 years? I don't do drugs, I don't do alcohol. I'm not around anyone who smokes or drinks. Why is my face looking like this? I know stress, yes, but come on. That's some intense stress. I don't know. I'm almost afraid to go to sleep because if I go to sleep, some shit happens. Some shit happens. One of the things about this whole situation is how cheap our lives are to these people. How valueless. It has no value. Whatever they found. And they're robbing your thoughts in a sense of, if you're a psychic, a lot of people don't believe in psychics. But you're a psychic. And you see a person has an idea for something. No, people have ideas all the time. People like you and me rarely act on those ideas. It would have to be a group of people who go after your ideas, seeking in your mind for ideas, things that work, things that could potentially work. This looks like it's swollen right here. See? When I go like this, I can smell it. Like any quick movement of my head, I can smell it, what's coming out from inside me. Now this is coming outward from inside me. Now unless I'm suddenly producing all kinds of poisonous gases and household cleanness from the inside, then something is wrong. The thing is, we're just disposable to these people. We're like rag dolls. Your life ain't worth shit but a dime. Somebody pay them a dime and you're done. It's easy, I guess, to take out a contract on a human being. Easy. In their world. The thing is, the word, the T word, like terror by night, the other part of the terror. Add the ISM at the end. Don't say that word to them, because if you say that word to them, you'll make them mad. And they'll have to do the former, TERROR, to prove that the ISM does not exist. Well, or I should say, yeah, well, do the math. The thing is, though, one of them asked me many times, why do I want to live? Why would I want to live? I mean, look at my size, look at my face, look at every time I try to build something, the meagerest of things online, it gets fucked up somehow. Things that 4 years ago would have been a breeze. It's either it worked or it didn't. Either I stuck with it or I didn't. I know it would have yielded something. Now, it's like it doesn't get off the ground because there's somebody interfering with it from the get-go. Do you know what it does to a person where you're doing what you're doing, something you hold sacred, something you are building from scratch, and there's a group of people helping you find the password that you want to keep secret from them? Do you know what it does to a person psychologically? I do. I do. And let me tell you, I don't wish it on my worst enemy. So, with that being said, I'm going to look at this objectively. It's, why don't I just disappear or die, as they say? Why do I want to live? And I'm thinking that we have the ego. The ego is not the breath of life. God gave us what is called the breath of life. The breath of life. The ego will convince you you don't need this breath of life, that you are self-sustaining, that the ego is life. The ego is what's alive. The ego is what is keeping the body going. The ego can thrive outside of the breath of life. This is what the ego will do. The ego is wrong. The ego wants you to feel that it is life, that it is all-seeing, all-knowing. And this is all you need. It's just ego. That all you need is just ego. The breath of life is like a rejection of what you really are for something that's like a ball of energy that exists. That just seeks to take our attention away from our true selves, cause us to wonder, cause us to look in different directions, cause us to move away from the breath of life, to not be grateful for the breath of life. If you're not grateful for your own breath of life, how can you honor the breath of life in somebody else? How can you honor it? How can you even recognize it? You're just seeing this ego that's telling you you're alive. You're alive outside of the breath of life. There is nothing outside of the breath of life. There's no ego. There's no you. There's no darkness. There's no light. There's nothing there. The ego wants to convince you it is. The ego isn't. It's not real. There's no life. There's nothing outside of it. So the question, what would I want to live? Because the breath of life wants to thrive, wants to live, wants to be, do and have. That's its purpose. To survive, to overcome, to build, to praise, to be happy, to surge, to soar. So when a question is asked, if they attack you, when the question is asked to you, why do you want to live? Get them to look past their ego. Because they're running on this thing called ego that tells them what ego is. And try to convince them ultimately the breath of life is not what is, that they are a force outside of that breath of life, as it tried to do to Eve. They will be self-governing. There's nothing outside of the breath of life. Nothing. Time and space doesn't exist. There's nothing there. The Alpha and the Omega gave us the breath of life. Without the breath of life, there's no ego. There's nothing there. When you sin against the breath of life. And you don't recognize it or respect it in other people. You have to learn how to do this, to respect yourself. If you want to give yourself value, life force, you're a child of the Alpha and the Omega. I don't need to say anything else. And yes, life can be a struggle, boring, humdrum. But with the ego, you still want it, don't you? You're a rebel. For no reason. Just it gives a little zing, except the zing takes you in a different direction, very fast. Bad directions. Same life. Just a little zing that goes nowhere, fast. And maybe in the wrong direction. I just gotta try to get some sleep. I'm just irritated so badly. When I get irritated, I try to just be sarcastic. Because the pain, the anger is causing a lot of pain now. I don't want that. So I live in a state of constant sarcasm.